Some incidents are so unimaginable that they sound unbelievable when told as stories. But thanks to CCTV cameras, they can now be seen firsthand. From a circus dog to a spider guy, here are 35 incredible things caught on CCTV cameras. 1. Here's one reason why you shouldn't get caught sitting at work. The fact that this man is surrounded by many dogs leads me to believe he's a dog walker, but when he sits down instead of exercising the dogs, the mischievous pooch makes things wet and uncomfortable. We reckon that is pee, not drool. Number 2. This guy parked his vehicle but neglected to apply the brakes. In a fortunate turn of events, just the gate and the back of the automobile were damaged. The situation could have been worse with a car rolling out onto the street like that. Number 3, how powerful was this wind exactly? It must have had a lot of power to pull this aluminum fence apart and sweep everything away the way it did. Fortunately, everyone was smart and stayed indoors. Number 4, this guy will never forget this once-in-a-lifetime experience. See how close he came to being hit by lightning? In the literal sense, he was saved by his quick reflexes, or perhaps someone higher up just likes him. Number 5, this happens when you enter a kung fu tournament but are still learning the moves. We seriously doubt that anyone will be impressed by the level of this guy's skills. 6, how did the person in the car behind keep his cool? He nearly appears to have had a forewarning that this would happen. He just drives on by. But with that barrel of wood attached so carelessly to the rear of that automobile, we suppose the accident was inevitable anyway. 7, that kept us at the edge of our seats for a minute. We were so confident a collision was inevitable. We really don't think we've ever seen a luckier escape than that one. 8, we're accustomed to unusual things, but this mouse launching itself openly at this man is unsettling even for us. This must be Jerry at his fiercest. The man was so startled that he bolted from the building. 9, you've heard of the piper who blasted his flute to drive vermin from a village. This guy doesn't play an instrument, but he has the charisma to attract ducks. 10, that is one incredible shot. We never thought for a second that he would make it. It shows what can be done when people work together and have a little faith in themselves, not to mention a lot of luck. 11, yes, heroes wear uniforms. This video is for those who have long since lost faith in people. It shows how this police officer gently shields the elderly man from oncoming cars as he crosses the street. He wasn't trying to pander to anyone, as he had no idea his humanitarian act was being recorded. He was just doing a good thing. 12, this dog should consider a career in the circus. The way he leaps over the fence after taking down the Christmas tree is epic. 13, how annoying is it when people improperly park their cars, taking up 2 or more parking spaces instead of 1, especially when the parking lot is packed? So this truck driver has had his fill of them, but this time he was ready. Watch how he tolls the black car in line and does it at the right angle too. Perfectly genius. 14, this car would have been crushed by that fence if it had been positioned just a few inches differently. Someone is definitely looking out for this guy. 15, this CCTV footage shows 2 goats battling it out to the bitter end after 2 headbutts that must have resulted in 2 skull-crushing headaches. The 2 decided there were other ways to settle their dispute. We can imagine they hashed things out over a bale of hay. 16, no one will believe them when they tell the story of that stunning shot. It's a good thing a surveillance camera caught it. This guy is unquestionably in the race for Father of the Year. 17, there are days when everything goes smoothly, but unfortunately, today isn't one of them. We can imagine how you feel, poor girl. 18, we wonder why this guy chose to drive his boat through the church. Could this be a brand new blessing ritual that we're not familiar with? Following this pointless property damage, it's difficult for us to imagine how he'll be blessed in any way. But a hefty insurance bill, now that's undoubtedly coming his way. 19, now that's what we call a warm-up dance. This guy is skilled enough to justify all that showboating. 20, this dog is a real trooper for getting a chair for its owner to sit on. I wonder what other tricks he knows. 21, Seeing how this garbage truck uses an electronic arm to pick up the garbage cans is a little unsettling. It looks more like a scene from some scary sci-fi movie. Who still thinks that Transformers don't exist? 22. Why bother playing dominoes the old boring way when you can be like this guy and decide to step up the shenanigans by using cartons of bottled water instead? 23. This guy has SpiderMan-like reflexes. Now, we think we know where Peter Parker worked last summer, but we don't know much about this guy. He might be suitable for the role of a bumbling sidekick though. Did Spider-Man have a sidekick? 24. Of all the dumbest and most reckless actions, it's a good thing he was able to stop the vehicle from rolling into the road before anything terrible happened. Some people shouldn't be allowed anywhere near a car. 25. When a baby is left alone to care for the family pet, someone has to take the fall for it, literally. 26. The employee at this gas station just doused the customer in a substantial amount of gasoline. However, the gentleman hardly reacted to the incident. We wonder if he had requested to sample the goods beforehand. 27. This dog is too clever. Prison Break, Dog Edition. This just proves you can't keep a good dog down, and his pal too, if he can only convince him to flee with him. 28. We're not sure how this happened exactly. Fingers crossed that the driver made it out of the situation uninjured. The truck definitely didn't though. 29. What a dreadful experience this guy just went through. The only time something like this occurs is in one of those strange dreams that often appear. Though the driver appears safe and the car is only slightly damaged, we doubt he'll ever travel this stretch of road again. 30. You can bark, but you can't jump. Little Bambi just showed this little dog that the whole neighborhood is his turf to play in as he likes. Total badass. 31. Why don't people place markers on transparent glass doors? This is something that would have absolutely happened to us too. She definitely handled it better than we would have been able to. 32. This guy just jumps into the water and goes under to save the life of this small puppy. When he got out of the water, another dog on the other side of the pool decided to jump in too, and you guessed it, our hero saves the day again. Is it that hot outside, or are these dogs messing with him just for fun? 33. Talk about parking at the wrong spot at the wrong time. When he parked his car next to what appeared to be a secure wall, he never in his wildest dreams would have imagined that something like this would happen. Do insurance policies even cover things like this? We sure wouldn't want to be in his shoes, or should we say in his car. 34. Show me a guy who feels this good in the morning, we wonder if this is his wife's car he is getting cleaned up. 35. We now see why it is referred to as the terrible twos. We can only imagine how excited this mother is for the start of the new school year. Extras. 1. If at first you don't succeed, try and try some more until eventually you get it. This guy shouldn't even think about trying to make a living playing professional basketball, or any other sport for that matter. 2. This guy must have worked in a government agency's bomb disposal department. He is so used to defusing bombs that removing an exploding element from a phone is nothing but child's play. 3. This fighter has introduced a fresh approach to the sport. When all you can do is try to elbow box your own shadow, we won't put too much stock in it catching on. 4. Nothing will bring out your secret skill like binding yourself in danger. 5. What are the actual odds of this happening? Just try to picture what his insurance agent will say when he says a horse did it. He must be glad that someone caught the event on video.